Welcome to the show. Welcome to Your Thought Life podcast. I am your host, Michael Anderson. If you haven't taken the time to subscribe or to leave us a rating and a review, do take care of that now. We most certainly appreciate this act of kindness, and it really helps each of the platforms that we're on to continue sharing our information and our content for those seeking this style of information. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Today, we're talking about how overthinking drains your confidence. In the classic JAM study from the University of Columbia, shoppers were 10 times more likely to buy when presented with 6 choices instead of 20. Fewer options led to more action and more confidence in the decision. Overthinking creates the opposite effect. It stalls actions and slowly drains your self-belief. So today, we want to unpack how overthinking erodes confidence and how to replace it with clear thinking and decisive momentum. We always want to share the why because the why really helps us to do some introspection to gain an appreciation for what it is, in fact, that's going on inside of us. Here's what we know about the why. Overthinking is a loop that masquerades as productivity. It's interesting because just this morning we were doing a live on TikTok where we compared the delta between overthinking or ruminating and self-reflection. In any case, you replay conversations, forecast worst case scenarios, and try to plan for every single set of circumstances. The longer the loop runs, the more uncertainty feels real. This is all created within the context of thought alone, not a real set of circumstances. Confidence thrives on evidence that you can decide and move. When you delay decisions, you deprive yourself of those small wins that add up and build momentum and trust in your judgments. This results in hesitation, second guessing, and that inner critic tends to get louder and louder. Every day, there's a greater degree of inaction. And if you can relate to this, put your hand up. I'm just kidding. I know I can't see you. Put your hand up. I'm just being silly. The science says that psychology shows that rumination increases anxiety and reduces problem-solving ability. Further studies suggest that decision fatigue finds that mental energy is a finite resource, and the more trivial the decisions are that we mull over, the less capacity we have for meaningful choices. Let me break this down for you. It means that each day you are given an allocation of emotional capital that is to last you the entire day. When we ruminate and overthink and create these hypothetical situations that aren't even real, we use up that capital well in advance of the day's completion. We start to then borrow from the next day. This is a horrible recipe to get you inside of the loop that we alluded to when we first launched into this, that is so difficult to get out of once you get in. Neuroscience says that each time we avoid a decision, we reward the brain with some short-term relief. That relief reinforces the avoidance habit. And on the flip side, even small, decisive actions are able to release dopamine, which strengthens the confidence circuit. As Seneca put it, very well stated, we suffer more often in imagination than in actual reality. We have to get to a point, family, where we can reframe our thoughts and reframe our beliefs. At the core of overthinking is a false belief that perfect information creates safety. The truth is that certainty is rare, if ever, and progress is built on a test and learn cycle. Try this psychological reframe the next time you find yourself trying to gain all the facts and appreciate every situation when knowing that's not possible. Tell yourself, I do not need perfect clarity to take a wise first step. When you shift your thoughts, like we just did, the feelings shift with you and your behavior follows. I endeavor always to provide for you after giving you a very good backdrop, a why, and a bit of science to really help you gain an appreciation for what is being said, an action plan that you can utilize right away to create meaningful change. Number one, I want you to use the rule of three. We talked about the study at the University of Columbia. Let's keep it simple by limiting our options to 3 or fewer so our brain doesn't go into analysis paralysis and start to compare stuff that doesn't even matter. We want to keep this real, repeatable. Next, consider setting a decision window. Give yourself a clear start and stop time. And then immediately after that time is over, no more wrangling, no more second guessing, make a decision. This constraint will radically reduce anxiety. And then something we learned from Jeff Bezos and his leadership team is the 70% rule. When you have to start, when you have about 70% of what you need, that's the time for you to decide and to move forward. Waiting for 100% certainty will always kill your momentum. Number 4, pre-commit to the next step. This is a bit of a tricky one. Let me explain. Before you finish a task, decide the very next visible action and put it on your calendar, put it on your to-do list, add it to your milestones. Big idea here, have an appreciation for what that next step is so you don't find yourself back in the rumination, analysis, paralysis, hypothetical situation building, and you sustain the momentum that you have created through these first 3 steps. And then finally, debrief, right? And do lessons learned, but that does not have to be for an extended amount of time, right? After you've asked yourself a couple of questions, like what worked, what didn't work, what do we need to do different the next time? Should we be presented with this set of situations, circumstances, offenses again? How will we behave differently? Get that down in your journal and then move on without replaying it. These are 5 really quick and easy practical application steps that you can deploy right away to stifle this idea of overthinking and having it have an impact on your confidence. You should know that confidence is not a personality trait. It is a skill that is built through repetition and time. Think of every small decision as a vote for a type of leader that you are to become, or for the type of person that you want to show up. Reduce the size of the steps until it feels doable today, not tomorrow. And then execute. Do the work. Send the email, right? Publish the web page. Commit to that next appointment, whatever it is. Make the call. Decide to say yes to an offer. These sort of micro moves create confidence and eliminate that drain that would be on our confidence if we allowed ourselves to continually ruminate or overthink the situation. There's no trickery necessary for you to be able to gain a level of confidence that you desire to have. You build it by executing your way into it, leveraging the momentum, right? You limit options. You set windows to decide. 70% you take action, you debrief, repeat cycle. And what you find is now you have a process that you can go to that serves as a permanent interrupt to you getting in and finding yourself immersed in that cycle of overthinking, which is responsible for eroding your confidence. Remember this, your future self is looking for you to take the actions today, so when you get there, the both of you will be happy, fulfilled, and content. I want to thank you so much for joining me today for this episode, and feel free to connect with us through our Linktree link. The link is available in the show notes. I would like to remind you that you are enough, you can do it, and you are uniquely equipped to realize your goals. Until next time, take care and keep pressing forward.